So once you're in your nice comfy position, maybe just having a little check, almost like you would in Shavasana. So we tend to start, in my practices anyway, in almost like a Shavasana place, so down on the ground, and then we come back round full circle, so we come back to Shavasana. So with the eyes closed, just having that moment to arrive in your space, in your practice. Perhaps if you don't have the music on, just being aware of any sounds you can hear. Being aware of any sensations through the body. Perhaps that's just the sensation of gently relaxing as you exhale. So just this kind of softness to parts of the body. Just noticing anything that's in the mind. So where your thoughts, where your focus of the mind goes. And then drawing your attention to your breath. So that could be the sound of your breath if you're in quite a quiet space, or perhaps you can really kind of tap into that sound. That could be the movement of your body as you breathe. Or maybe somewhere else that you feel the breath. And really bring your attention there. So coming right into the present moment with every breath. Maybe setting an intention for your practice. So it could just be a short one for the mat today. Or it could be something that you have been working on for a little bit longer. Just bringing that to mind, maybe repeating that in your mind nice and clearly. And then as you exhale, just releasing that to the universe. And gently coming over to lie on your back if you're on the side of the body. Bending the knees and placing the soles of the feet down to there. Let's tuck the chin in towards the chest. Just gently drop the knees in towards the belly. And take the arms out a little bit wider, so we don't need to hold the knees. If it's more comfortable or it works better for your body, then you could let the knees drop out to either side as well, so they come in and out. Just relaxing the whole of the back to the earth. Softening the toes. And gently, so we're not going over to the ground, just rocking the knees to the right hand side. As you inhale, lift them back to centre. And as you exhale, rock over to the left. One more time like that. Inhale to centre. Exhale to the right hand side. Inhale to centre. And exhale to the left. And come all the way back to centre. Drop the soles of the feet down to the earth. Slide that right leg away. So lengthen the right leg down onto the mat. Keep the left knee in towards you. Just take the left hand onto the kneecap. So just going to open up into the hip a little bit. So we're drawing that knee out to the side, so almost pushing it down towards the earth and then back in towards the body. The toes can be soft, or if you want to start to be a little bit more active, you could flex both of the feet. So I'm making these circles with that left hip. Going in both directions, so perhaps you went clockwise or anti-clockwise, going in the opposite direction. Eventually placing that foot down to the earth, sliding it away as you inhale, draw that right knee in, holding onto the kneecap as you exhale out to the side. Inhale, drawing it back in, exhale out. And then switching direction, so just nice and slowly warming up through the body. Placing that foot down onto the ground, sliding it away. Just coming back for a moment to that Shavasana. Bending the knees, placing the soles of the feet down onto the ground. Again, let them drop in towards you. They might go wider if that's more comfortable. Take an inhale. As you exhale, go to the left-hand side. So just turning the body, kind of almost like a little balance on the side of the body. On your inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, drifting over to the right-hand side, and then slowly letting the knees drop. Bringing that left shoulder over, you're lying on the side of the body. Gently press down through that left hand, pushing yourself all the way up and finding Sukhasana or similar. So you could find Baddha Konasana, even a straddle position if you feel like that's more comfortable. Using something to sit on if you need that little bit of elevation for the hips. And finding a nice tall spine as you close the eyes. So feel the sit bones root down. Draw a line all the way up the spine, the back of the neck, the back of the head, being pulled up from the crown of the head. Just softening the face, so maybe having a wiggle of the face, the brow, the jaw, if you feel like you're clenching anywhere. Softening the shoulders and bring a little bit of softness as well to the belly. Let's bring the hands into our prayer position, gently opening the eyes as we inhale, lift that prayer to the sky. As we exhale, sweep wide. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, folding forwards. Rounding the spine if that feels okay for your body. Just relaxing down towards the earth. Head is heavy. Couple of breaths here. Lifting the gaze, then as you inhale, reaching all the way back up, find a prayer. As you exhale, come down to the heart space. Just switching the cross of the legs, so whichever leg you've taken in front, draw that behind, as long as that feels comfy. So it might feel a little bit like, that's not my fave, but as long as it's not painful. Take an inhale, lifting up. Exhale, sweeping wide. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale, forward fold again. So the spine could be long to begin with, and then you just gently round and soften down. Keeping the sit bones on the earth, so we're not tipping forwards with the seat. We're almost pressing back, in fact, with the seat. Softening the shoulders. As we inhale, lifting the gaze, lifting the hands all the way back up, find a prayer, exhale to the heart space, and then gently release, and we'll find our tabletop position. So you can roll over the knees if that's your practice, you could drop to the side. Spreading the fingers and having the shoulders over the wrists or a little bit behind if you've got sensitive wrists. Hips and knees in line. Push the hands down into the earth. So feel that kind of rise, that little bit of confident lift. Drawing the belly button into the low back. So we should feel like we're quite active here, pressing the big toes down into the earth. Just hold that tabletop for a moment. So if you're not feeling like it's quite active, then maybe asking why and making some little adjustments. We're keeping the shoulders drawn back and away from the ears. Then as we next inhale, lifting the tailbone, bringing the chest space nice and open, draw the shoulders back, finding our cow position. Just holding there. So gentle compression for lumbar spine. On your next exhale, curl the tailbone under, bring the chin towards the chest. So pushing the hands into the earth, just holding it there. So we're not holding breath, just holding shape. And then let's flow through the movement. So an inhale gives us that open space of the heart. An exhale, just that curling inwards of the body. Just taking a couple more like that in your own breath. And then coming all the way back to center, tucking the toes to the earth, pushing the seat back towards the heels, hands stay where they are. Inhale, lift the knees, push the seat back. Exhale, keep pushing the seat back, take it up towards the sky. Step your feet to that appropriate distance for you. It could be hip distance, it might be a little bit wider. And if you need to, have a little bit of movement through that first downward facing dog. So it's kind of a full body stretch. If you're feeling a little bit stiff, maybe just gently bending into it. So softening opposite knees. Letting the head be heavy. And then taking a couple of breaths in stillness. Start to inhale, moving the body forward, shoulders come towards the wrists. Drop the left knee down, step that right foot through. So right foot comes towards right thumb. Releasing that back foot to the earth, press down through the right foot. Inhale, sweep forward. So just bringing that knee slightly over the ankle and then back up. So knee and ankle come in line. Softening the shoulders, gazing forwards. Just steadying the breath there. Take an inhale, reach through the side of the body, perhaps look up. As you exhale, twist and open to the right hand side. So right fingertips come back, left forwards. You can gaze behind or you can just gaze to a central position. As you inhale, travel back to that central position. As you exhale, plant the hands down. Place that left hand underneath the shoulder. Next inhale, sweep up with the right fingertips. So keeping that right knee in towards us, pressing down through the inner arch side. Again, gaze wherever is comfortable. So your gaze might naturally lift or it might lower. Take an inhale. As we exhale, sweep that right hand down. Maybe adjust the foot if you need to. Press the palms down into the ground, fingers spread. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Take a stride into your downward facing dog. So again, if movement is what you need here, then just a little bit of movement. Or perhaps your body's ready for a little bit of stillness now. And then let's push the seat nice and high, let the head be heavy, take a couple of breaths in stillness. As we inhale, starting to move the body forward. Exhale, drop the right knee down, step that left foot through. So just find your footing there. Then inhale, sweeping forwards and lifting back up. Exhale, just softening the shoulders. Take an inhale, reaching through the sides of the body. Exhale, nice and smoothly opening to that left-hand side. Inhale, sweeping up to center. Exhale, planting the hands down. Press down with that right hand. You could use a block. As you next inhale, sweep up with the left. So it's this press down and lift up. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring that hand down to the ground. Just position the hands and the feet, good foundations. Tuck the back toes, lift that knee, striding into your downward facing dog. As we inhale this time, just slowly moving the body forward into a plank position. Perhaps dropping the knees if we need to. Holding our position nice and strong so the heart stays open, the shoulders draw back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, dropping the knees and the tops of the feet to the earth. Another nice big inhale. As you exhale, whatever your variation is of a vinyasa. Inhale, lifting and opening the heart space, finding your back bend. Press through the hands as you exhale. Send the knees wide, push the seat to the heels. Just sliding the body into your child's pose. So we're going to take 1 minute here. So really getting yourself nice and comfortable. So if you need to, then you could always use some props for the head, for the seat, whatever feels comfy for you. And making it a nice relaxed child's pose. So of course we've got that natural kind of push down into the back of the body, where the elbows can be on the earth. You could even turn to one side of the face if that feels comfortable. Halfway there. Checking back in with the breath. So taking these moments in between of stillness to just be with the flow of the breath rather than the flow of breath and body. Last couple of breaths. Let's spread the fingers, hands, arms about shoulder width apart. As we inhale, just pulling ourselves all the way up. Bringing the shoulders and the wrists in line. The back of the body can remain in a child's pose-ish kind of way. So the knees could be a little bit wider than a tabletop. Just gently draw the toes apart slightly. Nice firm press down through that left hand. As you inhale, sweep up with the right fingertips. Exhale, bend that left elbow. Come nice and low, but don't settle there. Inhale, sweep and open all the way back up. We're going to take one more like that. Exhale, bend that left elbow. Inhale, sweep up this time. As you exhale, slowly guiding that right arm all the way under, coming down onto the right side of the head or the face. So really think about what is comfortable here. Keep that left arm nice and active while you just feed the right shoulder under.
Not bringing the hips out of line too much. So I notice when I'm on my right hand side, then I really pull that right hip forward. So I just need to draw that right hip back. And then you're welcome to take whatever variation you might like of this. So that could be walking the left fingertips forwards, lifting the left fingertips to the sky, taking a bind behind the back. Or even you might know a version called, well, I personally call it Fallen Angel, where we're lifting the leg, returning to that flow of breath there. Nice and slowly, just returning back to our original position. So left hand down. Being active through that elbow offers us a little bit of support, pressing down through the left hand. As we inhale, sweeping the right fingertips up to the sky. As we exhale, just planting that right hand down, maybe taking a little adjustment if you need to of the body, then press down through right. As we inhale, sweep up with left. Exhale, gently bending that right elbow, just coming low to the earth. Inhale, sweep up and open. Exhale. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale this time, feeding it under. So really making sure the head and neck are okay, always trying to protect the neck in our practice. Just gently encouraging that left shoulder under. The left back of the hand is just relaxed to the earth. And taking your time here. So that might be the perfect option for you this morning. Or maybe there's a different option that you want to try. Something that you've been working on. And once you feel you've found that shape that really works for your body, so it's going to be different for everyone, just settling into the breath. Gently releasing back to our starting position, right hand to the earth. On your next inhale, sweeping up with the left fingertips, finishing the asana. As you exhale, plant that hand down. And refinding your tabletop position. So you might need to just adjust the back of the body slightly. Keep the fingers spread, hands down to the earth, tuck the toes, push the seat back to the heels. Take an inhale, just lift the knees, start to push the seat back, so really wake up through the thighs. As you exhale, seat pushes back, lifts up, you find downward facing dog. Softening with the knees. As you inhale, moving the body forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, step the toes to the wrists. Inhale, slide into your halfway lift position. So active through the body, nice flat back. Just holding it there. Not the breath, just the shape. As you next exhale, really soften the knees, laying the belly towards the thighs, letting the head be heavy. Perhaps the gaze goes between the legs. But if that's not for you, maybe that doesn't work for your particular body, you can always just lift the gaze forward slightly. Again, we're just holding that shape. And then pressing down through the soles of the feet. As we inhale, let's roll up through the spine. Again, looking forward slightly if you feel a little bit dizzy perhaps. As we exhale, roll the shoulders back, open up the heart space. And finding Tadasana. So if you need to adjust your feet, maybe you prefer closer together, a little bit further apart. So find your footing there.
Just gazing forwards and then gently closing the eyes. Lifting and spreading the toes if we can. And then gently placing them back down onto the earth. Gently lifting the kneecaps. Rounding the tailbone down and under slightly, so it feels like a little bit of a squeeze of the bum cheeks, activation of the quads. As when we were seated, just tracing that line up the spine through the back of the neck, and then up and out of the crown of the head. Again, you might want to just have a wiggle of the face if you feel like you're furrowing the brow or you're really kind of clenching. Just bringing a softness to the face. Softening the shoulders, down the arms and into the fingertips, which for you could be more passive, so a little rounding of the fingertips, or they might be more active and you might stretch out through the palm of the hands. And returning full attention to the breath, the sound, the sensation. Just feeling this nice steadiness, this stable grounding. Gently blinking the eyes open, but staying with that sense of being nice and steady, nice and grounded. It's even like a confident stance, you know, like we're confident in our body and our ability. Let's bring the hands into prayer Anjali Mudra. Press down through that left foot. As we inhale, start to lift the right knee nice and high. So you might soften through the left knee as you do that. Take an inhale, grow tall through the spine. As you exhale, slowly step that foot back. So we're stepping into a lunge position. So you could have a softness in that right knee, or you might extend through the back of the leg. Let's take a nice big inhale, release the prayer, but reach the fingertips up towards the sky, high lunge position. Just holding that there, steadying through the feet. Take an inhale as we exhale, opening over that left side. So like where we were in our lower position. So always opening over the bent knee. Well, not always, but we are for today. Let's take an inhale, sweeping back to center. As we exhale, bringing the hands down to the earth. And then let's take that right hand forward slightly. So if you've got a block is quite useful. Lengthen up slightly through that left knee. Pressing the hand down into the earth or into your block. Just leaning forward slightly so the shoulder comes over the wrist. Lift those right toes away from the earth. Bring the left hand to the hip. Turning and opening over that left side. Flex the back foot, and your choice, you can lift the left fingertips to the sky. So finding our revolved half moon position. Breathe in there. Let's take an inhale. As we exhale, turn the body towards the ground, step that back foot back, bring the fingertips or palms to the earth. Then stride into our downward facing dog. So perhaps a bit of movement here, perhaps a bit of stillness. Time to steady the breath.
Let's take an inhale, start to move the body forwards. As we exhale, step the toes to the backs of the wrists. Inhale, slide to Adho Uttanasana, active position. So take a couple of breaths here, just so we can make those little adjustments to the body if we need to. As you exhale, bend in the knees, folding the body forward, passive spine. Remember, if that makes you feel a little bit dizzy or it's just not the right one for you, you can always lift the gaze. Nice and slowly as you inhale, rolling up through the spine. Taking an exhale, shoulders roll back, heart space opens. Just gazing forwards, adjusting the feet as necessary, then closing the eyes. Working your way through the body. So from the soles of the feet, all the way up to the crown of the head and then out to the fingertips, all of those little adjustments, options for your Tadasana. Finding that nice, strong, grounded shape, and then drawing attention back to the breath. Whether you breathe in through nose, out through nose, or in through nose, out through mouth. It could of course change throughout the practice. I'm a big fan of the sighing breath, like the gently blinking the eyes open, bringing the hands back into that prayer position, just softening the shoulders, maintaining that confidence. Gazing forward, so the drishti point will change a little bit, but it's good to have one just to begin with. Pressing down now through that right foot. Taking the left foot all the way back, stepping down. Finding our high lunge position or your variation of your high lunge position. So it could be that we're bending into that back knee. I'm going to transfer it into our warrior 3 position. So a little bit of faith just to lift up on those back toes. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bringing the body forwards. The hands could stay in that prayer position. You could take them forwards, you could take them behind, like shooting arrows out of the fingertips. You could just be setting the back toes down a little bit if you need a break. Flexing that back foot. Yeah, I mean, I've got a wall here, so you can always hold a wall. You can rest the hands on 2 blocks, so lots of different variations. Nice and slowly, as we inhale, let's travel all the way back up. Exhale, plant the foot down, release the hands. Coming back to Tadasana, just closing the eyes. Catching the breath there. Opening the eyes, bringing the hands into prayer. Again, maybe gaze forward, just find a drishti point for a moment. Pressing down through that left foot. As we inhale, gently lifting the right knee. As we exhale, slowly just pivoting backwards. Stepping the foot down. Gazing forwards. Let's take an inhale, sweeping up into our lunge position. As we exhale, bringing the hands down to the ground, just gently shimmying that left foot over to the side of the body, placing the hands down, dropping that right knee. Coming into our lizard lunge position. Let's take an inhale, lift onto the tips of the fingers. As we exhale, just settling down. Head heavy. Elbows coming in towards the body. Maybe sliding that back knee back if you feel like there's more of a stretch that could be had through the quad. Keeping the left knee over the ankle. As we inhale, lifting the gaze, shimmy that foot towards the midline of the mat, come onto the fingertips, tuck the back toes, lift that back knee and step ourselves forwards. We're in a halfway position. Let's take an inhale, rising up into our Ardha Uttanasana. As we exhale, folding the body forwards. Inhale, slowly rolling all the way up through the spine. Exhale, shoulders roll back, heart opens. Gently closing the eyes, finding your version of Tadasana. So being as still as we can be, letting the heart rate slow. Bringing the hands into our prayer, gently opening the eyes. Finding that drishti point. Keeping our focus there, just softening the face and the shoulders. And noticing where the mind drifts to. So can we stay focused on the breath? Opposite side, lifting up with that left side, stepping back. Taking our lunge position with that right knee forwards. Inhale, just sweeping the arms up, soften that back knee if you need to. Exhale, opening out to the right hand side. Let's take an inhale, sweep back to center. As we exhale, bringing the hands down. So this time we're taking that left hand a little bit out in front of us. Again, using a block if you need to. Right hand on hip. Little bit of faith to lift the back toes. Slight bend in that right knee. Left shoulder and wrist come in line. Then we turn open to the right hand side. Flex that back foot. Revolved half moon. Lifting the right fingertips if that's an option for you. Slow, steady breath there. Can be quite a tricky one. Gently turning the body all the way back to center. Step that back foot down, releasing the fingertips to the earth, softening into that back knee, stepping forwards. Take an inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold in the body. Inhale, rolling up through the spine. And exhale, Tadasana. Hands return into that prayer position. Just gazing forwards. Let's take an inhale, lifting that right knee nice and high. As we exhale, coming into our warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. So soften through left knee if you need to. Extend that right foot back, flex the foot. Again, you can use a wall. You could use blocks. So find that variation that works for you. Steady breath. Let's take an inhale. As we exhale, gently set that foot back down to the earth. Bring the fingertips down. Plant the hands. Step the left foot back, finding your downward facing dog. Pushing the seat high, letting the head be heavy. Nearly there. Let's take an inhale, lift the right toes towards the sky. As we exhale, step that right foot wide of the right hand, drop that left knee down, finding your position for that back knee and the front foot. So nice heavy load through that right side, nice stretch through the left. Take an inhale, just lifting the chest. As you exhale, lowering the body down. Again, you can use props here if you want to, if you need to. Maybe closing the eyes and finding the breath. Gently lifting the gaze. And then palms flat to the earth. We're just going to take that right foot back, spreading the knees, sliding the toes to touch, and settling down once again into your child's pose. We're going to take a minute here. So getting yourself in that nice comfy position. Whatever that means for you. So lots of different variations. Always being guided by yourself. Last couple of breaths. Gently lifting the gaze and sliding or walking the hands back in towards the knees. Just pop the knees together, or of course take a different position if it's not comfortable kneeling. Closing the eyes, finding that line up through the back of the spine, the neck, out of the crown of the head once more. Softening the face, the shoulders, and an element of softness to the belly. Let's drop that right ear over to the right shoulder. As we inhale, coming back to center, and exhale, drift into the left hand side. Taking an inhale to center. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lifting through center, gently bringing the chin up towards the sky. And as we exhale, coming back to center. Let's lean forward, plant the hands down on the mat, tuck the toes, and walk the hands in towards the knees to allow us just to come into our forward fold position one last time. Heel toe in the feet to mat distance, turning the toes out, the heels in. Taking an inhale, and as we exhale, sitting the seat down in between the heels, finding Malasana or Garland, our yogi squat. So maybe have a little bit of movement through the lower body, and find again the variation that works for you. So we might just reach the arms out wide beyond the tips of the fingers, or you might bring the hands to prayer, become active with that prayer. Closing the eyes perhaps, we've got the shape. Let's draw attention to the breath. Gently blinking the eyes open, releasing the hands, taking them behind the back, sitting yourself down, extending the legs forward, but with a softness to the backs of the knees if you need to, or maybe just something supporting the backs of the knees. Softness to the toes. Let's take an inhale, grow tall through the back and sides of the body. As you exhale, nice long lower spine. And then, if it feels okay for your body, start to take that softness, middle and upper back. Softening the toes, letting the head be heavy. Closing out the eyes. Just bringing the hands back in line, perhaps with about the knees, press through the palms. As you inhale, gently rolling back up through the spine, just taking an exhale. And then we're going to come down onto the mat. So softening the knees, placing the soles of the feet down. Just have everything you might want for Shavasana around you. If you need a sip of water, have a sip of water. And then taking the feet about hip distance, bringing the arms out in front, palms facing each other, taking an inhale. As we exhale, starting to roll through the spine, press the toes to the earth. Just stopping at that point where maybe we feel that tension through the core. Take an inhale there, and then an exhale all the way down, laying the back of the head, and stepping the heels just a little bit closer in towards the seat. Tuck the chin to the chest, close the eyes. Let the arms fall wide, the knees drop in towards us. Take an inhale. As we exhale, slowly taking the knees to the right hand side. So you might need to lower the knees. Keeping the back flat to the earth as best you can. Upper back, that is, of course, not middle, lower back. Just settling into your twist position. Bringing the gaze back to center as you inhale, lifting the knees back to center. Exhale, slowly drifting to the left hand side.
Again, you make any adjustment that you feel works best for you. So not every asana will necessarily be like 100% comfortable for everyone. That should never be painful. Bring the gaze back to center. Inhale, lift the knees back to center. Just holding the tops of the knees, gently rolling perhaps from side to side, or just making some circles with the knees. Little massage for the lower back. And then any other position, yoga asana, random movement. So keep it nice and slow if you can. So something that's quite fitting for coming to Shavasana, but anything else that you feel you and your body might need before settling into its stillness. So making sure that you're going to be nice and warm. Making sure you're going to be really nice and comfortable. So Shavasana is a restorative position. Just want to feel held. So just like, we can let go of the body. And finding the position that works for you. So on the back, the legs could be extended, the knees could be bent, knocking inwards, or maybe you're on the side of the body. So sometimes that can feel a little bit more nurturing. Closing the eyes. And then once you've closed the eyes, take a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Another one like that. Inhale. And exhale. And just allowing your natural, your spontaneous breath to take over. Making any final adjustment. As you settle into your rest. So whatever may have happened in that practice, you can just leave that behind now and focus on resting, being present with the breath. If you find it a little bit tricky to rest or relax, then you might just whisper, relax, as you naturally exhale. So inhaling and then relax. And nowhere else to be for these next couple of minutes. But right here, where you are, taking some really well-deserved rest. So keeping the eyes closed. Just returning to maybe any sounds that you can hear. So that might be music, or could be birds outside, sounds in the house. Finding this awareness of your body on the mat in your space. Awareness of your breath, just that natural breath. And if you are moving away from Shavasana, of course you don't have to, you're welcome to stay there. Just awareness of your physical body as it starts to gently wake up and move. So nice and slowly, but again, you are more than welcome to stay where you are. And be guided by your body. So you might feel like you want a bit of a stretch out. You might feel like you want to bring your knees in towards you and have a bit more of a kind of cuddly position with yourself. And whenever you are ready, just slowly rolling over to the side of the body. It could be right side, left side, whatever your preference. Pressing yourself up to find a comfortable seat, whatever works for you. The eyes closed, or maybe just a really sleepy gaze. Let's bring the hands to meet in Anjali Mudra in our prayer at the heart center. Taking an inhale, and then as we exhale, just a softness as we bow down. A thank you to our body, to our breath, to our mind, and of course to each other for sharing our practice this morning. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a lovely sunny Sunday. The light and dark within me honours the light and dark within you. Namaste.